everyone, my name is Melissa and welcome to my channel. So I have created this channel finally after a year. So I've created it to share with you my love of beauty products and skincare. I will be doing a few tutorials and also a couple of reviews on this channel. If you like what you see, please comment below and give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see some more videos from me, then please subscribe. Today I'm going to focus on the skin. My focus is getting a flawless complexion using the Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation, which I absolutely love. It is a matte coverage, a matte finish, and the coverage is 12 hours. It's amazing, but what makes it even more amazing is this little beauty right here. Every time I use the Cover FX Enhanced Drops, my color is Sunlight. Whenever I use this, I always get compliments. People always ask me, what foundation are you wearing? It's amazing. But what they don't realize is actually not the foundation, it's what I do with the foundation. And that is by putting these little drops in. So I'll show you how I do that. I also wanted to stick to the Tarte theme, so I've decided to do my eyes using the Tartelette in Bloom palette, which is this little one here, and I'll quickly just show you the colours. So 2 products from Tarte today, 2 of my all-time favourites, but the focus on today's look is the skin. I will jump straight into it, and like I said before, if you like it, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. So this is the final look. The key to perfect flawless foundation is always prepping. You can prep by using a great serum, a really hydrating moisturizing cream, and always using primers that are suited to your face. I'm using Dior Serum Lotion. It's a hydrating lotion and it feels beautiful. I'm just applying that with a brush all over my face and down my neck as well. If you don't have a serum, another option is to use a facial oil. But if you have oily skin, I would probably recommend against that and maybe use a matte finishing cream like a Neutrogena sun cream. It has a matte finish. Now once it's soaked in, I'm going to move on to the next step, but it's important to wait a minute or 2 for each product to soak in. I'm applying Thalgo's brightening cream. I use a brightening cream all the time because I've had pigments on my face. They're getting much better, but I still use it. Absolutely love Thalgo products. They're probably one of my favorites. I've been using it since I was 16 years old. I'm just putting that all over my face and then moving on to my first primer. I want the end result to look amazing, so even though we're going with the matte look today, I'm going to add radiance in under my primer that's going to glow through. This is Laura Mercier Foundation Primer Radiance. It's my favorite primer. In fact, I love it so much I could leave the house wearing this primer and nothing but this primer. It always gives the skin a beautiful natural glow. Let that soak in before we move on to the next primer. Yes, I'm going to use another primer. This time a spray. It's Too Faced Hangover Primer. It replenishes and it's also a setting spray. So I use this setting spray before I actually start my foundation. Yes, I am using another primer. This is Benefit's The Professional Primer. So I have an oily T-zone and I'm just going to apply this around my nose by using the tiniest little bit, as you can see on my finger. So if you have combination skin, it's important to use different primers for different parts of your face. This will help make the finished look of the foundation look amazing. So don't miss this part. I know it seems like a lot, but it's all for a good reason and you'll see in the end. Now my face is primed and ready to go. I'm now going to condition my lips in preparation for the lipstick. I'm going to use Baby Bepanthen Rash Cream. It conditions and heals your skin. It feels amazing, and it also feels amazing under your eyes as well. But I'm not going to put it under my eyes today. This is most mums' little hidden secret to condition their lips. Seems crazy, but it really works. It's really good stuff. And now to hydrate myself. Now my eyes are done, I'm going to use Tarte's Amazonian Clay Foundation with the 2 drops of the Cover FX Enhanced Drops. Now to set my concealer, I'm going to use Laura Mercier's translucent powder with either a pad or a brush. And for my concealer, I'm going to use Urban Decay's Naked Skin Weightless Concealer. And to highlight my face, I'm either going to use the NARS Creamy Concealer or the MAC Prep and Prime. I'm just going to squeeze that out onto a plate, and I'm going to place 2 drops of the Cover Enhancer drops, Cover FX drops, and I'm going to blend that together with a foundation brush, which I can't find, so I'm just going to use a concealer brush, which is just as good. Blend that all together, or you can even use your finger if you like. And then I'm going to place that on my face wherever I want the foundation. Now, if this is the first time you have ever done makeup, or you're still learning how to do makeup, you may feel like I'm applying way too much. But remember, this is for an event. I mean, I'm not actually going anywhere, but I'm showing you how to apply makeup if you want it to last through a really major event. Say you're going to be dancing, or you're going to a wedding, or you're going somewhere where there's extreme heat. You know, a lot of people get married in spring and in summer, and you really want your makeup to last. And if you're a person who gets oily skin and your makeup kind of moves, and you're always putting on matte makeup, then you really need to be generous with the amount of makeup that you're putting on your face if you want it to last. So I'm just blending that in now with a beauty blender. Notice I've only applied the areas one by one. So I started with the cheeks and the nose, then I'm moving down to the chin, and then I'll move up to the forehead. Take your time blending in your foundation, especially around your hairline, near your ears and down your neck. The worst thing is beautiful makeup not being blended in well around the face line. Now I'm just going in with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Concealer. I'm not quite sure what colour I have purchased, but I'll list it down below. I'm not applying too much concealer. If you're really young and you've got beautiful skin, you really don't need a ton of concealer. It gets absorbed into the sponge anyway, so it's kind of a waste of money. And I'm also using another concealer in the coloured Custard from NARS. It's NARS Creamy Concealer. I accidentally purchased a really light colour online, so I'm just using that as a highlighter in the areas where I'd like to highlight. And I'm going to blend all of that out with a beauty blender as well. Moving on to contouring, one of my favourite things to do. So just marking out where I want it to appear as a shadow. And I'm using the NYX Wonder Stick in the colour Deep. I believe it may be their darkest shade. I'm not 100% sure, but they do sell them at Priceline. So if you like it, just go down there and check it out. They've got a couple of samples. And I'm going to use the same product for my nose, but I'm going to apply it with a concealer brush. And then I'm going to blend all of it out. I'm now buffing that out around my nose with the Zoeva buffing brush, the same one that I used to buff out the concealer around my eyebrows. It's my favourite brush to buff out concealer. For the rest of my face, I'm going to buff out the contour cream with a Real Techniques brush, a buffing brush. And I'm going upwards on my cheeks, and then around my hairline I'm going to go in a circular motion to try and get rid of any harsh lines. I do usually put some contouring cream on my jawline, but I didn't do it this time. But that's optional. It does look really good if you really want that done. I really love contouring my face. I think it kind of gives you a really nice bronzed look, and it can look over the top sometimes if you don't do it well or if you use too much. And some people actually like that. They actually like the over the top look, especially for formals. But I love the natural look, and I will usually most days apply it and just blend it really, really well. Today I'm going a little bit darker than I usually do, just because I want it to look like I'm going to an event. So say you're going to a wedding or engagement party, I'll probably wear it more like this. But I just love it. It always makes you look so summery and bronzed, like you've got a tan. I mean, I already have a tan, but you know what I mean. Makes me look more tanned. And it kind of makes me look skinnier in the face. And I gotta love that. Even I can look pale in winter, believe it or not. I'm going to use Laura Mercier's translucent powder to set my concealer after contouring my skin. So I'm just going to apply that under my eyes, a little bit onto my cheeks and around my nose. I'm also going to do it in the center of my forehead and a little tiny bit on the nose, and sometimes I do my cupid's bow and a little bit on my chin. My chin usually gets a little bit oily, so I like to put a little bit on there too sometimes. Not always, it just depends on how hot it's going to be that day. And it has been really hot here lately in Sydney, like crazy, crazy hot. So I'm using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder to finish the rest of my face, and my colour is the medium tan. It's slightly darker than my natural colour, and that's why I use it as a finishing powder on my contour, or I kind of use it as a bronzer sometimes, some days. The brush I'm using is a Real Techniques powder brush, and I'm just sweeping that over my cheeks and all around my face, my outer face, wherever I've contoured, and a tiny little bit on the cheeks as well, just to give it that natural colour. And I'm just doing that in a circular motion and buffing out any harshness from the contour cream. Now, the reason why I did use a cream to contour my face rather than a powder today, even though I'm doing a matte foundation routine, is because number one, I find that a cream contour stick is a lot easier to use than powders. I just find they blend nicer. And secondly, just because you want a matte finish, it doesn't mean you can't use creams or a dewy setting spray. I find it balances it out. If you use everything dry, like powders and matte finishing sprays and matte foundations, you might find in the end result is your face just looks extremely dry, and that just, to me, doesn't look natural. Yes, it might last all day, and it may look good in photos, but in real life, it just kind of looks dry. My skin naturally does not look dry like that in real life, so I want it to look really natural, so I add a bit of the dewiness with the cream contour and also a dewy finishing spray. At the moment, I'm just applying a little bit of blush on my cheeks with the Becca blush in the colour Wild Honey. My absolute favourite blush of all time. I can't stop using it. I try to use other colours, but I keep on coming back to this one particular one. I really need to be more adventurous with my blush and try different brands, but it's just my favourite. When you find something you love, you can't stop using it. Now I'm going in with a highlighter and using a fan brush by Zoeva. Now, I never used to be one of those people who actually even use a highlighter. In fact, I think when I was growing up as a teenager, I didn't even know what a highlighter was, let alone know how to use it. and now I'm addicted to it. I mean, I even use it during the day, and I used to think that it was crazy for anyone to wear highlighter during the day. Like, who does that? Well, I do. It's just so beautiful. You just need to find a really sheer brand, really sheer product, nothing too glittery. And yeah, it just looks amazing. If you do your makeup well, it just kind of enhances everything. And just use a tiny little bit through the day. I don't go out at night. I know that sounds really depressing, but I really don't. I have my little baby in bed by like 7 or 8 o'clock, so I don't go out at night. But if I were, I would apply a lot more highlighter on my cheeks. So I'm just going to apply a tiny little bit of the highlighter on the tip of my nose as well, and the bridge of my nose. I'm using an actual highlighter brush now, and I believe it is a Sigma brush. Yay, I'm finally using a Sigma brush today. I have more Sigma brushes than any other brush, but for some reason I was using the Zoeva one. I think it's just because they're all brand new, and I love using brand new products. It just feels so lush. So I'm putting a little tiny bit of the highlighter on the Cupid's bow, and a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit on my chin, which I don't normally do, but I did do it today. And then I'm going to move on to setting my face before I apply my mascara. I don't like to put mascara on first, otherwise the setting spray will simply just make my eyelashes stick together. So I've got two brands I love, and one brand I love, which is NYX, and I have the matte and the dewy. And as I said before, I'm going to go with the dewy, purely because I'm feeling extremely matte at this stage, and this is just going to make my face look really natural. The rest of my body has that bit of sheen to it, you know, that when you have a little bit of sweat in summer and you have that little bit of a glow in your skin, then I figure my face should really match. So that's why I'm going with this setting spray rather than the matte. I am going to go with another finishing spray at the very, very end. I do always apply two. So yes, I use several primers at the beginning, and I use more than one setting spray at the end, only if I want it to last, you know, an event, especially if you're going to be dancing or sweating, or if it's a long event or you need to wear it all day. So yeah, several products do the job better than just the one. Just putting a little bit of mascara on my lower lashes, and I'm using the L'Oreal Telescope. Minor interruption, I had to breastfeed my baby, and my toddler was looking for me.
Hi baby, I don't get peace and quiet around here, do I? I don't get any privacy. Can I have a kiss? Can I have a kiss? I love you too, baby.
Going to sleep.
Going to sleep? Is that what you told him, I'm going to sleep?
A mother's job is never done, and I love every part of it. So now I'm just going to quickly do my lips so we can finish this tutorial off. I'm just going to outline my lips with MAC's, I think the colour is Nice and Spicy. I'm not 100% sure, but I will find out and I will put it in the description box below. So my lips, my upper lip is not even, and sometimes I will overline one side of my lip and not the other, just to fix that up so that it is even. And sometimes I just couldn't be bothered because it is time consuming, and I tend to just never find the time to really do it. So I'm going to skip through it because this tutorial has ended up being half an hour long. So I'm just going to rush through this one and line my lips nice and fast. Now I am going to fill in my lips a little bit, just because it helps to make your makeup last longer. So if you put your lip liner all over your lips and then you put a matte lipstick over the top, a long lasting lipstick, it's just going to last even longer. So that's what I'm doing mostly with the bottom, because I find the bottom, my lips kind of fade faster than my top. And then I'm just going to smudge my lips together because I don't want that harsh, neat line. I want it to look smudged and blend it in. And now I'm applying, I believe it is Bow and Arrow by Anastasia. Oh no, hang on. Yeah, Anastasia Beverly Hills. Or is that Kat Von D? No, it's Kat Von D. Sorry, guys. It's Kat Von D. I don't have it in front of me at the moment, but I have so many different lipsticks I completely forgot. It is Kat Von D and it's Bow and Arrow. I do have Lolita and I wanted to use that on top, but I cannot find it. I hope I haven't lost it. Love them both together especially. Now I'm going to go in with Urban Decay All Night Setting Spray. And I am going to spray a generous amount over my face. So don't freak out that I'm spraying too much. I do have the air conditioner on and it dries up very, very fast. So lashes are done, face is done, lips is done. Just need the setting spray to dry now. Just going to use a little bag of samples that I got from Adore Beauty. I put all my little samples that I got from Adore Beauty in a little sealed bag. That's it, guys, my full coverage matte foundation routine. I don't often go matte, but it is hot in Sydney at the moment. Let me know if you do want me to do a review or a tutorial on the Tartelette in Bloom palette, or if you want to see anything else. Thanks so much for watching.